Hey man, say man, we rocking with the PWO, the Pick Propaganda Wrestling Podcast, and today we got a special one. I got my boy in the building. We've been waiting on him.
For sure,
He's finally here. The pioneer himself, the movement, the brand, Loko Wrestling, the man behind it all. Highme is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. If it ain't Loko, it ain't fire. I appreciate the Big Propaganda for having me on. It's been a while.
Man.
The last time I ended up working and out of town, and I couldn't make it in time. But this time, we're here.
Yeah,
we got a show
yeah.
to promote, and
Yeah,
we got my boy Hypebeast over here, and
Yeah.
I'm just appreciating it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's long time coming. We wish we would have been had you on long ago, but hey, man, we
Yeah.
finally got you. We got a lot more to talk about now, so
Yeah,
you know
but
what
there's
I'm
a
saying?
lot of shows planned up.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the shows you got coming up then right now. You know what I'm saying? One in particular, Who Called the Cops?
Oh shit! Right. I think a lot of people popped when we came up with the name.
Yeah.
But big shout out to my boy Raxo. He came up with the name. The second time they called the cops on us.
Yeah.
We were at a GCWA show, and he was like, "Bro, we were just hanging out, and he was like, "Bro, they call the cops on us." I was like, for real. And then I was like, "Yeah." And then he goes like, "We're thinking about names of shows, because next show, call it Who Called the Cops," and it
Yeah.
stuck with me. And then the third time at that Thomas Memorial Show, they got an anonymous tip of that we're being too loud and doing illegal stuff in there. And, and man, shout out to my wife, because she handled everything while I was still holding it down inside. So shout out to Mrs. Jackson. So that's how we got the name.
And the graphics were good too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
graphics was
man, they
great.
called the cops on us 3 times, but the first 2 times it was because we were too loud. The second time, I think we just had a straight up hater.
I don't know, man. If you really ask me, it's always loud back there. I don't think that's just the excuse. I think y'all low key really got a hater back there. Somebody.
There's a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood around the Houston Premier.
Yeah.
There's a couple houses, so I think people banging on the walls, and then those little trumpets that
You
people
blowing
hate
on,
all
yeah.
the time, and just people just screaming and loud. They're that's how they act. That's the Locaholics.
Having a good time,
just
enjoying
having a good
wrestling.
time.
Yeah, that's crazy though, man. But so many shows you guys done had, it's just you can't help but just to be involved in it. Like the crowd, the wrestling, it's a vibe that y'all just have. That brand Loko really stands for something. It's a movement. It's just it's bigger than just wrestling. Every show is like family there. It's a big family reunion, and that's one thing I really dig about what y'all got going on.
I know, because once I see y'all, everybody, I see Carlos, I see the TDC, I see the Vatos Locos from Conroe. They're groups of fans. You know what I mean? Even the Locaholics that sit there's just so many groups of fans that hang out, and I appreciate y'all guys filling up the Houston Premier Arena every time y'all see that, because it's cool to see everybody. I know I can name out a whole bunch of fans, but I don't want to leave anybody out. And make them feel offended. But all the Locaholics under one banner, guys, I love y'all guys. Y'all made us.
Yeah, it takes everybody to make it happen.
Yeah, man,
they
it really
make
do.
us. They make us.
It really do, man. And let's get into that a little bit. Let's talk about your transition into starting Loko and how did it all come about?
How it came about is how kind of the Loko story is that originally I wasn't I was a part of it in some capacity, but I wasn't the way I am now. But it was a part Pedro and some other guy, and they were doing Loko, and they wanted me to be a part of it, and they pretty much presented this. And it was with a C, and I just changed it to a K. And then we did the first show, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the presentation. The second one, it was I didn't take full control creative yet. But the third one, we came up with Yo. That's when I'm like, guys, y'all handle the wrestling aspect. Let me handle social media. Let me handle the way we present Loko.
Okay.
And then that's how I and then that's when I invested more, and that's when I really became like the partner or like the majority shareholder of Loko, that's when I started changing it up and investing more into the shows.
Yeah.
We got more stars, and originally our shows were $5. The first, I think, 3 or 4 shows were like $5, and then we raised it up to like $5 more.
Yeah.
And then we were like bringing stars, but we were losing money. But we're like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pedro and all them. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we'll just figure it out. We'll come up with more money.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we brought more stars, and we were like, all right, let's
Price
raise
just
it.
gotta
Yeah,
go up. Price gotta go up.
'cause we're getting flights
Yeah.
and flights cost, guys, and seriously, flights cost a lot of money. So that's when we started raising it up a little bit in the quality. But now our front rows are $50, and people they're not hesitant to pay the prices.
Exactly.
Because
yeah.
they know that I like either we bring free beer or free Jello shots and make it more carefree for everybody. Just more like a festival environment as opposed to just a wrestling. The basic foods. We got taco people, a michelada guy. It's just more like a rock concert. More options.
Like the environment is good whenever you're out there, but the matches themselves, they're worth the money.
Yeah, it's worth the money because we fly as many guys and people. We take requests, guys. I like y'all. I know a lot of fans DM me, hey, we want to see this guy or we want to see this guy. I'm listening to y'all guys, and trust me, I'll get those guys for you. They were asking me for Savio Vega for the show.
No shit.
And I asked them, they're like, I'll bring Savio because the last time he hurt his knee. And I was like, okay, cool. So he had to cancel. But I was like, you know what? Let's bring him back. It's been like a year and a half later. So we're like, okay, cool. So now we're bringing Savio Vega, and people love that.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. You most definitely do bring the stars out, though. I can say that. You really do what you have to do to get those big names, and bring them to the HPA arena. And it's definitely a sight to see, man. If y'all haven't been to a Loko show, I advise you go.
For real.
And enjoy yourself, enjoy the environment, enjoy the people. It's an experience. If you're a wrestling fan, it's most definitely experience something you need to go see.
Yeah, you might never know who might pop up. Like, there was one show, we had Sammy Guevara, Sonny Kiss, Super Oprah, Joe Alonzo all pull up, like, out of nowhere, just to hang out.
Yeah.
So it was like, and then Brett from GCW, Jimmy Lloyd, were all backstage, and we were like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? Like,
it's a vibe.
It's a vibe where people want to hang out. If they're in town, they want to come hang out.
Yeah.
So Loko is just not like a wrestling show. It's just a hang out with some really cool wrestling behind it.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of, you know what? The wrestling is good. The fans are good. It's like everything's good about it. I can't say too many things about Loko. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ain't nothing wrong with being proud, though. You know what I'm saying? Something you work for, something you've been
I don't
really
want to
building.
come out too cocky, man, but like honestly, I personally think that Loko is one of the best promotions in like Houston or in Texas. Period. Like, look, we got a lot of cool guys. We got Lowrider, Ninja Mac, Dante, Sadika, Chris Carter. We got a lot of guys coming out of there. Sebastian, Jimmy, Dynastia. So many other, and then we're bringing guys. So we know what we're doing, guys. But some people might not like what we do. But it's just different strokes for different folks, I guess. Yeah. We're different flavors.
Yeah. I got you in my top 3. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might probably a little bit biased on it, but you're in my top 3. So
I appreciate that, man. Like, if we're in anybody's like top 20, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
It just goes to show all the hard work and dedication that he's put towards the product.
Yeah, man, it shows.
But it's not just me, man. Big shout out to my boy Lowrider, Pistol P, dog. Like, if it wasn't for you and then you like encouraging me and like pushing me to be the best, none of this would have been happened. So it's like him, my wife Jessica, man, also Sadika, man. I appreciate y'all. Like, just that's like a lot of the team, the inner like booking and putting this stuff together. Though that right there is just like they have all the input sometimes.
Yeah,
they're like they don't yes me. They're like if an idea sucks,
they'll
they'll
let you
tell
know.
me. Yeah. So they're not yes men.
Yeah,
and I love them about that.
That's good, man. You don't want a bunch of yes men around you.
Oh
either.
no!
That shit.
If my shit fucking sucks,
Yeah, let
please
me
tell
know.
me it fucking sucks. I appreciate it. You know, it's like tell me the wrestling sucks. If there's like an incident, like if the incident that happens, oh, you know, because there's always like stuff that happens and I don't see like stuff at the shows. I don't see everything, and then like the next day I'll hear stories. You know what I mean? Like trust me, there's a lot of like stuff that goes on at Loko, and it's bad. You know, it's bad and good. It's bad and good. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, y'all tell me the next day. I'm like, I'll okay. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Do you ever like sometimes get like discouraged doing the whole, you know what I'm saying?
What the Loko stuff?
Yeah, Loko stuff.
I do when we have a very high payroll, and that keeps me up at night.
Yeah, I
Shout out
feel
to
it.
Pedro because he wants to be like, no, bro, we gotta stack it up, and you know, and it's one of those things
Yeah.
where I'm like, okay, we can do this and we can do that, and then no, we need to do this and this,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, man, let's do it. Like I think it would be good, and
Yeah.
and it comes out good. So it's just. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta grind through it, man. I know it'd be rough, like
No, I'm lucky to have a fan base that really helps out with like Loko, our sponsors. It's just not really stressful like that. It's just like putting everything together. If it's not any chaos and at a Loko show, that ain't any Loko. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Like
That's
for
true.
real. Seriously,
true.
if it's calm and it's going easy, then I know something's going wrong.
Yeah,
For real. I
true,
know some
yeah.
shit's going on.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, speaking of all that, let's get into the top 10 list.
shit.
That was kind of, you know, made a little bit of noise with some people.
Yeah,
We
I know there
talked
was
about-
people were like kind of gave me their opinion about my list, but that's which is what I see in front of me. It wasn't like a dig or disses on nobody. It's just like it's what I see and what I see on the flyers and matches I've seen and personally myself because BK being number one, come on. Like
You can't
that's just
argue
like
that.
that's like a fucking no
It's
brainer.
a given.
Yeah, you can't argue that.
And then like honestly, I think I put number two. I put Epidemics Jr. I think as number two because he's a rising star. And honestly, some of the matches that they put him in there, even though he's only been around 2 years, some of the matches. There's a couple that people are gonna be like, that's not that good. But like seriously, the ones I have seen with the top level guys, he's knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those, and Dimitri, like, he's holding Texas Deathmatch on his back. What can I say?
Deathmatch
And-
Jesus.
Yeah, the Deathmatch Jesus. Man, shout out to Dimitri.
Yeah, I fucks
like,
with Dimitri.
Dude, I can't say nothing but great things about him. He's a team player. You know what I mean? And he's one of the best. And like, it's a travesty that the Deathmatch companies over there up north are not booking him because they need a little Dimitri up there, man. They love that. They love characters. Dimitri's a good character.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those cats who was really, like you say, putting Texas Deathmatch on his back.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first seen him, I was like, this motherfucker gotta be crazy.
He's faced a lot of good guys from like Cruel to Mickey Knuckles. He's faced I think Neil Diamond Cutter. He's fought Sawyer Reg, Hoodfoot. Just like dude, like the who's who of like death matches.
Yeah.
Dude, like everybody.
She
Everyone.
another one I like that y'all always bring out, Mickey Knuckles.
Oh yeah, I love me some Mickey. Shout out to
what?
Mickey
Shout out
Knuckles.
Mickey.
Yeah, she's done some bangers for us. She's wrestled Sadika in a hair versus mask match, which you can catch on Title Match Wrestling.
Yeah.
Mickey versus Sage Sin, that was another banger, and then La Yedra versus Mickey, dude, that one was a crazy one.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah, I think what Loko is like. We get people that don't do death matches to do a death match or death match type stuff.
Something in that kind of area, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the people that really don't do it. Like the Yedra, she don't do death matches, but she was swinging some light tubes. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Same thing with Pimpinella. I don't know if y'all familiar with Pimpinella Escalera. A dude like she's a famous exotico. And she was swinging light tubes against Sadika, and that was she don't do that very often, but she did it at Loko, and I appreciate that to have a legend, a living legend like that, swing some tubes and get the the Loko crowd popping. I appreciate that. You know.
Yeah, but another thing too, at Loko, it's just like y'all are not just a death match wrestling organization. Y'all actually have good technical wrestling also too. Like
Oh yeah.
you have guys like Brian Keith, Ninja Mac, Mysterious Q, Max Heights, Chris Carter coming through and putting on great matches and not using any weapons or anything too. It's just like y'all have good wrestling.
Oh yeah, we've done Low Key versus Ninja Mac, Robert Marworth versus Brian Keith, and then I put Ninja Mac, BK, and Chris in a
Chris, that's a
three-way.
good one.
Yeah.
And then we've brought so many like different types of wrestling. It's not even funny. We've brought Commander, we've brought the Psycho Clown, a Big Mammy, Nino Hamburguesa, just different kinds of different wrestlers. Guys from
Yeah.
Canada, MC Hardbody, Ryan Rogan, guys from California, Tijuana. It's just
Yeah.
Extreme Tiger. It's just a lot of people, man. We
Yeah.
watch wrestling, dog. Like me and Pedro both book because we love wrestling. We still watch it and we're fans of it, and it shows with our like booking of our wrestling. So
Yeah. It
we're gonna
does.
continue to do it.
They bring in wrestlers from all over the world.
Yeah,
Mexico,
man, I dig that.
luchadors.
I like that, man. I like that. Y'all really don't have no limit to what you guys can do, honestly, bro. Like,
Don't limit yourself. Take
Yeah.
the risk, guys. Promoters out there, like put the homeboys that are gonna be loyal to you, but also like up the quality, guys. Because if we're just doing the same thing, then it really like defeats the purpose of what we're doing, man. You need to give them a different flavor. Pretend like you're like think about it in that mindset, like you're a music artist and you're pumping out some music that you want to throw to the masses. Make it different. And do it like that. If you have a mindset or with movies or something, make it different. You know what I mean? Like, don't be like everybody else. Go see what's around.
Yeah.
And I did that. I had to go to all these small shows, big
Yeah.
shows to actually really get it and see what people liked. You can't give them all of that and all of this, all the same stuff because they're gonna get bored.
Yeah,
I got bored
true.
being a fan like that.
True.
You can only see them, put them in interesting angles and it's just give them something different and then trust me they'll notice that.
yeah. Do you have like a favorite angle or like kind of segment or something you booked that's just really stuck with you throughout the years?
I've booked a lot of cool stuff, but I think the Kiefer and the BK stuff was really good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just me. I just gave them a little pointers and they took it and they ran with it. And
Yeah.
It was everything in line right. So shout out to those guys. They did a lot. That's why they're at where they're at. BK's on top of the world right now. Everybody, he's like an indie household name now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely, yeah.
he's on everybody's app. Like
Yeah.
whether it's Title Match, Fight TV, what else? IWTV,
Yeah.
YouTube. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan talk about him. So
Yeah, that was sick.
That's really
Yeah.
cool to see that. Like
Yeah.
Texas and Houston is getting that kind of shine. That's that's what we're here for, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to show them that like we're fire just like California, Ohio, New Jersey, Florida,
Yeah.
all those hot spots where everybody's doing Philly, New York. There's a lot of cool Chicago too.
Chicago,
and
yeah.
I want to be in that where we're like pumping out fire too.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody's like, idea of what we're trying to do from Kiefer to, Booker T. We're all, we want to like shine and, lift up Houston and that's what we're here for.
Yeah, man. I mean, I said it once, I said it again. Texas is putting out the hottest independent wrestling there is today, man. And
Yeah.
I'll stand on it. We can argue with anybody about
Hell
that,
yeah.
bro. Texas
I
is putting
just
it out, man.
saw, shout out to, I think his name is, he does the video for New Texas. Dan Miller?
Yeah, Dan
Is it
Miller.
Dan
Yeah,
Miller?
Dan, yeah.
I saw his stuff on New Japan. Because Hai Young is going to wrestle for the New Japan Strong Women's title. And man, dog, just to see that,
Yep.
that's cool. That's Texas.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It felt like if Texas made it, we all made it.
all
You know
made
what
it,
I mean?
man. I'm
Yeah,
telling
exactly.
you,
Because it puts a spotlight. Hey, man, let's see what's going on in Texas because it's just not New Texas or Row or Loko or UPW or whoever TASW. All these badass companies. they're all doing it. We're all here for the same thing.
Yeah.
So, create talent,
Yeah, man.
make people.
Definitely putting out the most talent there is in the business, if you ask me. I mean, Texas is too big not to be fucked with. It's just,
yeah. Yeah, we're pumping out guys like, well, I can't say we're pumping out guys. I feel like we're just giving them the platform to blow up. You know what I mean? If they know they can wrestle with a guy and he's a little bit of money, and I'll take that risk. Let's
Yeah.
take that gamble.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac says, oh, bet that or max bets. We did that with Loko, and we took that to heart every time, every day. Let's do a max bet. Let's train. And like that mentality kept on going in my head, and we did it with wrestling and blowing up the company because it was just not Pedro, it was Mac that helped, put a couple of the doors open for us and the unicorns. It's just it was just a culmination of things. So it's a lot of people helping us. So thank you for helping us because we need that spotlight, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we most definitely need it. Without giving too much away, what can you tell us about December 9th? Who called the goddamn cops?
I can expect it being different from the boiler room. You know what I mean? We're gonna give you. We already announced Savio Vega tickets go on sale next week, probably midweek or something like that. But yeah, man, we're gonna blow your minds away. Sponsored by Southern Star Brewery, Title Match Wrestling, Cartoon U, and we're gonna add some more sponsors. There's so many of them, but yeah, I appreciate all the sponsors that just expect a crazy show of deathmatch, lucha libre, technical wrestling, women's wrestling, intergender wrestling, and some of the best athletes in the world, some of the best talent from Texas. So if you want to be on that show, holler at me. We'll probably book like 60%, 70% of it when it comes out. Slide in my DMs. Hey guys, if y'all want to get on Loko, just holler at me, man. There's a lot of guys that are like, I'm just DM me. You know what I mean? I'm easy to talk to, guys. So, if y'all want a shot or, an opportunity, just holler at me. I'm always there. I'm always here for y'all guys. So.
Yeah, man. One thing I can say about you, Jaime, personally, I know is you really open to like working with people, and when it comes to putting them on the show or just talking to them. People giving them advice and ideas and stuff. You always been open to, really help the next person out, do what you can for them, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I there's a lot of guys that I want to work with and give people, man, just holler at me, man. That's just very, very simple. It's like networking. I go to these shows because I want to see who's fire and who, man, maybe he fits Loko. Last night we were at the Contender Series and, Zilla Fatu was there. And I was like, he's one of the prospects out there that he's like, does he fit Loko? Let me in there. Like, I wanted to talk to him and I had a chance to talk to him and I was like, cool, and he was a cool guy. Hopefully in the future, man. So, it's just one of those networking.
Yeah,
Talking
man.
to him, get to know people. So, he was out there. So,
yeah, that's a big step, bro. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't be more proud of what y'all have going on. I'm telling you, like, since I really got in the scene and I seen Loko for the first time, I just knew, okay, this is a movement right here. It wasn't. I haven't been to no other show like a Loko show. I was like, yeah, this is different. It hit different, man. For some people, it might be your cup of tea. For some, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's a vibe. It's most definitely.
What caught on to that vibe? What you liked in it?
Everything. From the people to the wrestling to the how we can say other activities.
Yeah.
Just
the herbal refreshments are flowing very, very outside. Like it's very loud outside and inside.
So it's just like, bro, it's a movement, man.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody who makes the movement the way it is. Who the vibe is something different. I love it. It's like my wife. My wife didn't like Loko wrestling at first. She didn't even go to the first 2 events.
Really?
But when she got to know some of the fans, and I was like, Jessica, you need to meet some of these fans. These fans are cool. Yeah. And I've hung out with just like Thomas Lawrence, R.I.P. I've hung out with him several times, got to know him. He's went to Loko for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And, you know, for him to pass away, that shit broke my heart. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To see one of your regulars and they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where I'm attached to a lot of these people. I love
Mm-hmm.
these people, and to getting to know them and then letting me in their life and
Mm-hmm.
me letting them in my life, it's cool. It's building good relationships, and you know, it's one of those things. As part of promoter is something different. You know, I've
Yeah.
never, because I was more like closed, but like opening up to some of these people as a promoter it's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being a people person is very hard when you're an antisocial. person.
Antisocial. Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind
for
of gave
real.
us a place to all of us antisocial kind of gather together and be ourselves.
That's true.
So we
Yeah, it is.
formed that group of.
I never asked, honestly, guys. I always wanted to be behind the clothes, behind the guy, you know, like do everything from behind the scenes. I always wanted Pedro to be this guy, but he never didn't want to be that guy. So he was always, Jaime, you talk to them.
Yeah.
And then I ended up being that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
because
man, it works out
he's
like
the
that.
other half. He's like my yin to my yang as far as Loko, man. I can't say better things about Pedro. You know, he pisses me off sometimes, and I piss him off too, dog. So it's one of those things that I have to do that. Shout out to Pistol Pete, dog. For real.
If y'all ain't pissing each other off, it ain't working.
Yeah, for real. For real. Oh, yeah. That's why he's on a lot of flyers, man. Like, shout out to Ryan Shaw, because he's the one that did the Who Called the Cops flyer, that little teaser flyer. Wait until you see the actual bigger picture. I always tell people I always think that, like, the teaser flyer is like how you look at a phone and you see a little piece of it and then you spread it out.
Yeah.
That's how a Loko flyer is.
No, so you really got a whole lot more on that. No,
Yeah, pretty much. Wait until you see the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so cool is like I like to leave like little Easter eggs in every flyer. So if you go to my wall or go to the Loko wall, go to the past like Loko flyers and check them out. You'll see like little shit that will make you laugh.
Yeah.
For real, it's cool.
That's dope. Well, so like, what are some other things like collaborations and stuff you got planned? You know, I know we was talking the other day. You said, yeah, you got some big stuff coming, man.
Oh yeah, January the 27th, Loko Wrestling versus XPW. I got a little bit of shit for that show because Rob Black's a controversial character. He has his own dark side of the ring. Y'all can YouTube
Yeah,
it.
if you know, you know.
You know, it's one of those things. Go check it out.
Yeah.
But he's a very controversial character. He has his own podcast called The Rob Black Show. Go check it out. And he might say some stuff that might offend you, but he's one of those guys that he came from a different generation. And I feel like he offends the younger generation because he's just like that guy that just says stuff. You know what I mean? And it makes people angry. But the way I see it, he brings a different flavor of wrestling to Houston, and he has a roster that normally doesn't do outside bookings from that company. So I'm like, okay, let's bring them over so we can bring something different. And that's what I want. It's not because I think like him or I agree what he says, but he does put on great wrestling, so I'm not going to judge him on his opinions and stuff like that because that's all on him. But he does, he's like-minded individual as far as, hey, let's put on bangers and let's put on a good show. And that's what we're on. That's the wavelength that we're on. You know what I mean? Let's put on a good show for Houston, Texas.
Yeah, man.
And that's it.
Ain't nothing wrong with doing something that's good for business.
Yes,
so.
I think that's what it is. I always do what's best for business.
Yeah.
I've done it with GCW. I've done it with Circle 6, and I'll do it. I've done it with New Texas. We've done a contender series. We've collabed a few times, and I've collabed with a lot of different companies. It's just like I'm always open. So if it makes sense, let's do it. You know, so I'm open to it.
Do you have like a favorite promotion outside of your own? Not to put you on the spot.
Oh, do I got a lot of favorites. Yeah. I like New Texas Pro. I think they're really cool. I like Game Changer. I like ICW No Holds Bar. They do the ring with the chains.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like Prestige because they do a little bit different wrestling. Beyond Wrestling, that's pretty cool. And Lucha Libre. Triple A, Riot. Those guys. Zona 23 when I want some Mexican death matches, and there's so much wrestling out there. Do I watch the majors? Yes, I do sometimes, just to see what's fire out there. You know, those big moments. So I've been change the subject a little bit. I looked up that Savio Vega when he did that little vignette with Bad Bunny. Bro, that pop was crazy. Pedro was just showing me that. I know it's off the subject, but dude, it's just damn dog. Like that video is just like put it up full volume. Go look it up, guys. Dude, that's a pop.
Yeah.
You know, and he just pulled up. He didn't say nothing. It's just like when Rock came out on SmackDown recently. It's just, dude, those are the pops that we're missing. You know what I mean? Like, you could just stand there and it's like, that's fire, man. You know, yeah. It's like a proud moment whenever I do. If it ain't Loko, it ain't fire, daddy. Like, and all the fans are saying it with me. It's that feeling. I don't know if I don't know promoters out there have they had that feeling, but that's a great feeling because that catchphrase was just like me like having a herbal refreshment with some friends, and all of a sudden we came up with like a cool catchphrase.
No shit.
You know what I mean? Like because there was this company. I don't know. I know I'm going off again. There was this company named Martinez Entertainment, and they had this catchphrase called "The Best or Nothing." So I was like, dude, I can come up with something cooler than that. You know, because in wrestling, we all steal little ideas from each other. So I'm like, dude, I can make it better. So one of these days, we were just driving on the way to the premiere. And you know what I came up with? If it ain't Loko, it ain't fire, daddy. You know what I mean? And they were like, we both looked at each other and we were like, yes.
That's it. That's the
one.
one. That's the one. Yeah.
And then people say it. People say that's cool. You know what I mean? Because what wrestling company has a catchphrase? You know what I mean? Like
true. I can't think of one now you think about it.
Yeah. Like really, like no other company has a cool catchphrase. So, like that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's real dope, man. Since we switching gears on stuff real quick, let's just talk about, you know, your whole passion for wrestling, man. Just like to do what you do, you have to have a passion for this business and really love it. To get up every day and steady have this kind of stuff on your mind of the next show, the bookings, how you know what I'm saying, you just want everything to be presented, man. Just tell me, how do you just stay determined and keep that passion for wrestling?
I think Pedro and the gang, like they sometimes going on these wrestling road trips helps me a lot. It humbles me, man. Yeah. And it makes me drive. It is like, dude, let's go make a town. And I see them get booked, put their gear on and going out there in a different town and making a town. That's what drives me. I have to get in that mindset. It's almost like a character actor. You got to stay in that, stay in that character. I got to become Jaime Martinez. You know, I got to be that fucking guy. I got to be Loko wrestling. Like, you know, I love this, dog. Like, I wake up wrestling. I talk about wrestling 24/7. We're doing a wrestling podcast because people want to know what Loko is about and, you know, what's the movement and all that stuff. They want to know about Loko, and I'm that guy. I'm the Pied Piper of Loko. You know what I mean? Like, I spread the Loko gospel. So
it's definitely a grind.
It's definitely a grind. Yeah. I do it. I wake up in the morning. I'm a welder, but luckily, like, I have an earpiece and I can make deals happen, welding and stuff like that. So I can be on it 24/7. Yeah. So I'm always thinking of like collaborations. I got so many shows on the side that I've sold shows because people want to buy Loko shows. Yeah. So there's a lot of dates that I haven't even released. Really? They're like private shows. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's for the people that bought the shows. They'll bring their friends and they want to see something. And that's what we do. If you want a show, a birthday show, or just a show for you and your friends, we do that. Just holler at me, man. We do that. We work with everybody's rates. Yeah. So if you want to put a Loko show and bring it to you, we'll do it.
Damn, that's the first time I ever heard of anybody doing that.
Yeah, we'll bring Loko to you, man. If y'all want Loko that bad, you know, y'all put y'all's money together. Yeah. We'll work with everybody's budget. So holler at us.
Okay. That's pretty dope, man. I never heard anybody doing that, man. That's new.
Yeah, so, yeah, we've done it. There's been a different crowd. Like, there's different types of crowds that like Loko, and we'll bring it to them. So they keep on constantly like, let's do it again, and we'll do it. Yeah. But that's stuff that we don't even film or anything like that. That's just,
Yeah, you ever thought about doing like a local show outside of Houston, Texas, like in a different state,
Oh, of course.
or just really doing it the same way you do it over here?
Yeah, I'm looking for places like that. I've always wanted to do Corpus Christi, Laredo. I think Dallas.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ringside Records. They've been hollering at me to do something in Dallas, dog. Like,
Yeah.
if Dallas wants Loko, I'll bring that shit down there, dog. Like, just let me know who. Let's make it happen. So y'all can help me promote it down there. I'll go down the weekend and promote. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I'll bring the local vibe. As long as they can let me bring the BYOB and, the 420 vibe, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Because I want to keep local the way it is. And people don't realize if I don't keep it the same, it kind of changes what we do.
Yeah, it's just like you can't make too many changes to what you
Exactly.
got.
And I don't want
It's
to. I
not-
want to
yeah.
keep it the same,
Yeah.
And people don't realize, can I fill up a bigger place? Yes, we can.
Yeah.
The thing is the problem is finding a bigger spot that lets me do what I do at the Houston Premier Arena. That's the key thing to growth. I gotta find a bigger spot that lets me do that. Trust me, I found a couple spots, so very, very soon. But that's just growing pains with like a growing company, guys.
Yeah.
Like, can I fit 400 or 500 people in? Can I sell those tickets at Loko? Yes, we can. But we stick it to 300 and some standing room, and we raise up the prices a little bit because it's the stars that we're bringing in.
Yeah.
Make it exclusive.
Yeah.
It's like with clothing. We only make 100 of these, and only 100 people get them.
Yeah.
It's at this price. Exclusivity and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, just like the Sabu coming through, man, that shit was dope.
Yeah, shout out to this is a collab right here. This is a Top Shelf Wrestling Finds on Instagram, Loko Wrestling Sabu collab and all over print. That's the type of stuff I want Loko to be like a street brand or clothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's cool clothing. Like I
Yeah.
want people to be proud to wear it. It doesn't look like a wrestling shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
for sure.
because I've seen wrestling shirts and they look like a wrestling shirt.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look like
ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yeah, exactly. No. We look up ProWrestlingTees.com, Loko Wrestling. We got a couple t-shirts there. They look like wrestling t-shirts. Yeah. But the stuff you get at the shows, they look more like hype beast and stuff like that. Stuff that inspires me from streetwear because I'm into streetwear. We do Wrestle Swamp. Those are like vintage swap meets. So everybody's wearing their Jordan 4s and showing out, putting the best fits together. I love that.
Who's the guy who does the mask and the t-shirts over there at your show?
Ray Ace.
Ray Ace, he be having some dope shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
His
Shout out to
collection
Ray
of
Ace.
shirts and masks be dope, man. I cop some stuff from him myself.
Shout out to Ray Ace. He does the boots for pretty much everybody, the who's who. So wrestlers, if you're looking for boots, shout out to. He's a sponsor of Loko too. So shout out to Ray Ace. He makes boots, he makes masks, he makes a lot of stuff. So he's made a lot of things for us. So shout out to Ray Ace. He's been a big supporter since day one. You know what I mean? Just like sponsoring matches or just sponsoring an event. You know what I mean? And he loves it because people buy his stuff. If you want anything Lucha Libre, Ray Ace is the man.
Yeah.
So
I noticed that. I was like, yeah, he got some dope shit, man. He's somebody you gotta. I can exchange numbers with him just to contact in person. Hey, I need this,
he
and
can
that.
make you custom masks too. So like if you need a custom mask or just anything like Lucha Libre like type, he can get you something made.
Yeah.
So he's a cool guy. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Another thing I wanted to ask you: when are you doing like another road trip?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh
That highway from hell.
no, that bus ride from hell. Hey guys, there was
I
a
don't know
lot
if
of
we can
people
count
that we sold a lot of tickets to that bus
Yeah.
ride, and there was a couple people that we had to turn away and give them
Damn.
their money back.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, that bus trip was very interesting. We have a lot of stories and pictures, but man, it was cool to go to Dallas and go see the homies down there wrestle, and everybody was wrestling Lowrider Chris and a couple of the students, and And I think didn't you
Yeah, I was
referee?
there. Jaime
Did you
was
referee?
there.
Did you referee? Or no?
I got to go up there, but I didn't ref. But
Okay.
that road trip was crazy.
Yeah, everybody was there. My wife was there. A couple of fans were there, and it was just an interesting event. So, yeah, I could say a lot of things. We drank a lot of beer.
You can't say too much though.
Yeah, exactly.
Herbal refreshments.
Herbal refreshments, all kind of refreshments that day. But yeah, what was crazy is that like we were so tired, we drove back the same night.
Ooh,
Oh my god,
damn.
and we got stopped by the cops.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, I can tell you a side story with this guy right here.
Oh man.
But Bad, just say this, dog. He took it to the next level. As far as he got so scared, dog, like,
And I was
real.
gone the rest of the road trip.
Oh,
Yeah, for
man.
real. He took off to NASA. You know what I mean? He was on another
Damn,
level like that.
wow.
But big shout out to NASA, dog. For real, we're on another planet that night. So for real, I was dead asleep. I was like this, and then I woke up and I was like, all right, I'm still.
Let me go back to sleep.
I just saw the
Tell me
lights.
whenever he wants my ID. For real, it was fun, dog. Big shout out. Trips like that, guys, are million-time memories, dog. I got so many stories I could tell you about that, but I'll write that. If I write a book of Loko, that'll be a
That'll
story.
be on. Yeah.
That'll be on
chapter.
it.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
chapter would be on it.
I was thinking about that. I kind of want to do something like that myself. I don't know. Thinking
Yeah, it would
putting
be
my
cool.
crew on the bus like that,
Yeah.
we probably kill each other.
Yeah, but it's a cool vibe, man. But like you'll see, only the strong survive.
Yeah.
Man, everybody was cutting promos on that bus ride from hell. My wife, Thomas, man. Who else? Chris.
Yeah.
Chris had a total meltdown that day.
No shit.
Yeah, my wife was
made it.
cursing everybody out. I don't know. It got so bad. I moved from one spot to the other and move up to the front.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was that bad. Well, it was that bad at the beginning, but once everybody got settled in their spot and got in their comfortable zone, it was smooth sailing from that, dog, for real. But it was interesting.
That's good.
You had to be there.
Yeah. You ready to do another one?
Yeah, if anybody wants to do another one, let me know. But it has to be like a fire ass event. It has to be a good event, dog. Like some of the wrestlers that like, hopefully they book local wrestlers. Because I
Yeah.
would want a road trip. I'm
Yeah.
down for it. So if anybody got some cool wrestling events they want to go to, I'm down. I'm fucking down
Yeah.
for real.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, so before we get out of here, what's some other little plans you got towards the future, man? I know, you got the collaboration coming, you got big events coming, man. It's just like, what's some things that you want to accomplish before it's all said and done?
Get into a bigger venue. Hopefully we can do another collaboration with GCW. I want to bring like 700 people to watch independent wrestling here in Houston, Texas. I know other people do it, but like the style that I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like family for wrestling is cool, but that's one of the goals. Like my style of wrestling can draw that kind of people. That's a goal I have for 2024. If I don't get it, at least I can say I tried. But like, if I can grow to 400 people, that's great too. So it's just growth. I just want to grow. That's for 2024.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Just to add to that, like with the growth, we also want to just keep growing. We're training every day, and if anybody wants to come and train with us, just start growing the group and students, get more through the school
Yeah, holler at
classes.
Pedro. You know what I mean? We do training at the factory, and there's a class tonight. So if you want to that can be a good way. If you're a wrestler out there and you really want to get on Loko, man, train with us. See, if we fit your vibe, and stuff like that. So if we do, if it doesn't work out, that's okay.
Yeah.
This is part of wrestling. So,
Let's talk about that real quick. I didn't know you guys had a training facility and everything. Tell me a little bit about that.
we rent out a couple days out. Pedro does. What is it?
We go on like Tuesdays and Fridays. Besides that, we hit the gym and stuff, but every day we're over there training. After work, we go there for a couple hours, maybe 3-4 hours, if that. We stay that late. We run our little warm-up drills, do our cardio, then get into the ring and do some moves in there. But Yeah, Pedro's training is at a whole nother level that
Really? Okay.
produces good wrestlers. Yes, sir.
Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that stop by there, and I think whenever Ninja Mac's in town, he does stuff there too, like in the afternoon. So it's like a little hub. Shout out to the guys over there at the factory. They basically have like a little training hub over there. Not just Loko trains there, but like other like guys train there. So
Yeah, that's dope, man. I know you was doing all that too, man.
yeah, but it's not one of those things to really throw out. It's more like it's real selective.
Selective,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So it's just Pedro's old school. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that though, man.
You don't want to waste your time. That's one of those things. I feel like people take advantage of that stuff. So don't waste your time. If they're not athletically inclined or get them into the shape. Don't throw them to the wolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I built my way. Like when I trained, I slowly. It took me a year and a half before I had like an actual first match. But I got to that point where it was easy.
Yeah.
So it's a building progression. It's like martial arts. You eventually get good.
Yeah.
But you gotta take training easy. And like take it like seriously, dog. Like that's the best thing to do it. If you take training serious, you'll take wrestling serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I didn't know y'all was doing it like that, man. My boys,
Yeah, it's
Go
free
train
cool.
one day.
proud of them man.
Yes,
Proud of the boys,
Yeah,
man.
man. Train, hit the ropes a little bit. Get in there.
Man, my out of shape ass ain't doing no training.
Just run. Get your cardio up and then get in there. But build your cardio up.
Yeah.
I can't say that because I'm like the worst at it. I like to smoke Swisher Sweets. So
Yeah.
that's my Achilles heel.
You gotta lay off them gauze.
Yeah, I know.
Get on the papers.
Yeah, I'm a not. I've been smoking Swisher Sweets in the '90s, so yeah,
Yeah, long time.
yeah. I'm in my mid 40s, so I think if anything, the two things that I always tell will kill me in life is Swisher Sweets and Coca-Cola. Like sodas are like my if you take that away,
take you out the game.
oh
man.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I love me like a cold glass of Coca-Cola. It's the best. It's the best with any like meal, in my opinion. So I drink beer with like I understand beer with some meals, but I like
Beer and wings.
yeah, beer and wings.
Yeah.
Go hard. Yeah, so
You can't go wrong with
you can't
that.
go wrong with that. For real.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. We always do like a rundown on people, like see where they wrestling history really is and who they prefer. So I'm gonna ask both of you guys, I'm gonna do a greatest of all time currently, see who y'all was really messing with at the time. So I'm gonna do a greatest of all time male wrestler.
Oh, greatest of all time, man. Terry Funk.
That's
yeah,
the first. That's
hey,
the first.
Because I'll be honest with you, dog, that he's the first guy I watched on TV. I watched him do some shit in Houston, Texas that blew my mind away. Shout out to Paul Bosch. He's my inspiration for a lot of things. But yeah, man, I saw him at the Coliseum when I was a young kid because my dad was a wrestling fan. And he loved NWA and Houston wrestling, and we would take us. So he was one of the first guys I really saw. Him, Jim Duggan, Ted DiBiase. Those were the guys I grew up. I grew up with the territories. I think that's what a lot of a lot of promoters, the newer ones, didn't grow up with the territories. But like I actually went to the territories.
Yeah.
So I got that. That's what I think. I feel like I saw the territories, the Vince takeover, and the rest is history. Everything else.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see.
Yeah.
In my wrestling fandom.
Yeah. I missed those territory days, man.
Yeah, that's what made me I feel like being a little old school minded, but also new school because I always like new shit because we gotta progress. That's what it is, progression and growth, dog.
Yeah.
Change the wrestling up a little bit too. Yeah. So what you see out there with AEW and WWE, they're all different.
Yeah.
We can't play that tune. We gotta play a different tune.
Yeah, that's true.
As far as me, I grew up watching a little bit of Lucha Libre, but main thing was the Attitude Era. And big names from there, everybody knows like Stone Cold and The Rock. But I think they got a lot of inspiration from the guys before them. And one guy that really sticks out, I think, is like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
He evolved a lot.
Yeah.
And then I mainly saw him like later on in his career, like with DX,
Yeah,
and I mean,
that was probably some of his best
thing
work
on
though.
his own, yeah.
You know, with DX.
Hell yeah. Like don't get me wrong, like the young my taste progressed from different territory, Terry Funk, and then it was Hulk Hogan. And then after Hulk Hogan it was the Ultimate Warrior. And then after that, it progressed from there, man. Like I liked RVD, Mike Awesome,
Yeah.
you know, WCW, it was the cruiserweights, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like that, you know, and then I got into the Houston Indies, TASW at the bingo halls, and then Sauce Walker's dad used to do shows back in the day. You know what I mean? His name was Outrage Walker. He used to have little stuff here and there too. So I grew up in like that era, and then
Yeah.
it progressed from that. It's just like, you know, I had a different that my whole childhood and adulthood and wrestling along the way all inspired me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, you know, it's just like that. I'm a fan, bro. Like for real. I'm not ashamed to say that because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're a mark and whatever," but we're all fans.
We're all fans.
We're all
Wrestlers,
fans.
Every fan of wrestling can't be a mark. You know, you a fan.
We're all fans. You know what I mean? I'm a fan enough to the point where I started my own wrestling company.
Yeah. I guess you can't be. People don't like it when you have that much passion about wrestling. Basically, when you got too
Dude,
much
I live this
passion about
shit.
wrestling, you're a mark. That's how people really look at you these days, and that's
I
that's
take
fucked
wrestling
up.
road trips
Yeah,
with
they're
my
almost
friends to
hating
go
at
watch
that.
wrestling, dog, because it's the best. We get to hang out, drink some beer, smoke some blunts, you know, just hang out and enjoy what we do. So,
Yeah, I enjoyed it so much. I even became a wrestler myself.
Yeah, you know, man.
yeah,
So,
exactly. It's just one of those things where we're passionate about a lot of things. And I know we have different wrestling fans are different from football fans, baseball fans, but, you know, we're some of the most passionate fans out there, man. Like, for real.
Yeah.
No, like, wrestling fans will support their wrestler till the very end.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
You know, so it's just one of those things where it's almost like a lifestyle in a way. too,
It
so,
is. It
real.
is. I think I
Kayfabe.
said that.
I
last
really
night,
do live
too.
it, like
Yeah.
like going
I
to the
live that
gym
shit.
and
Like a lot of
training.
people don't realize I live wrestling. Like I wake up, watch matches. I'm always watching documentaries on wrestling. If there's a new movie, I saw the Cassandra movie about that exotico from El Paso. That was pretty good. Bad Bunny was in that one too. So it was just a little. You know, I'm always if it's not wrestling related, I really don't want to watch it. Or unless it's music, it's
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
so I love music, so
Yeah.
that inspires me a little
Yeah,
bit too.
yeah.
So
That's cool though, man. Okay, you got currently got somebody
the
that you
current
think that's the
wrestlers?
greatest all time.
the current guys, man, bro, like Zack Saber was one of my favorites. Like as far as deathmatch wrestlers, man, Redacted, Akira is one of my favorites. Current like BK, he's you know, I've seen him grow. He's one of my favorite wrestlers out there,
Yeah,
dog. Like
yeah.
he's wrestling Masato Tanaka, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Like when I see BK with against Masato Tanaka, I was like, is this real life? You know what I mean? Like for real.
Man,
you
I'm
know?
telling you.
It's cool to see that.
Yeah, my guy
That-
came a long way, man. Long
Yeah,
way.
man, there's a lot of good favorite. Like Lowrider's one of my favorites. Seeing him go to New Japan this year and do some of the cool matches that he's done. Chris too, doing Circle Six, working a couple GCW shows
Triple
and
A shows in
yeah, and
Mexico.
AAA too. He did a tour there, so just seeing that and that's cool. Those are my favorites. 'Cause
Yeah.
They tell me what their matches are. They'll show me their matches. So, you know, I'm a fan of people who really just like, you know, throw me stuff or,
Yeah,
you know, I'm a fan of the contenders.
yeah.
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Shout out. I really like the eighth day. I like the eighth day. The eighth day is fire.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like Maximum Stone. Is it Max Stone? Shout out to him, Killian.
Yeah,
Maximum
okay,
Stone.
yeah.
Shout
yeah.
out to Max Stone, dog. I
Yeah.
love his character, bro. There's a couple contender guys that I really, really
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
You know, and there's another guy named Casey Cream.
Casey Cream.
Yeah, you ain't creamy, daddy. You ain't creamy, daddy. No, he's good.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot, and I love JJ Blake, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I like him, dog. Like, there's a lot of cool characters at the contenders, and you know, I like Brick Savage. I really do.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, I really like him. There's just a lot of guys I like. You know what I mean? So, shout out to everybody, all my favorites. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I got my favorites. So,
We gotta do everybody. I say everybody a little bias on some people that
Yeah.
choose. You know.
You know, Exodus Prime is fire too.
Yeah.
And, you know, and not just that, my Loko champion, Max motherfucking Heights, dog.
Yeah.
You cannot forget him. He's
The show.
undefeated. He's been undefeated almost close to 2 years at Loko. Yeah, most people don't realize that. He's beaten a lot of the who's who.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got somebody super fire for him for December 9th.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like I said before, I told my champions, it's about to get really hard for them. So, you know what I mean? I throw them the best of the best. So,
That's what's up.
that's
man.
what I want my champions to be like on another level. So.
Yeah. Max is definitely a talented guy, though. I think he could rise to the occasion. He's one of them guys that
Oh, yeah.
he shows up, he shows out, though, man.
Yeah, he's wrestled. His match with Yo-Yo was fire. His match with Chris Carter and Epidemics at the last show, you know, where he won the title, that was a banger. So, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, man. So, Max Heights has done some really cool stuff with New Texas and not just anywhere, just like he's everywhere a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to Max Heights, Enrique, and the crew at ringside. So, yeah, for real.
Them boys, man.
Yeah, I like those guys, man. You know, I like heels, dog. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of like bad guys. So, you know,
Yeah,
you know the
man.
bad guys at Loko.
Need to put together our own Legion of Doom or something.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, dog. So it's just a cool thing. I love anybody who like appreciates and trusts my process. You know, I'll fucking make max bets on y'all guys. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
man.
Max is one of them. Little Poppy's one of them. Y'all need to go look up Little Poppy.
Lil
too.
Poppy's dope, man.
Yeah, he's
I
my
like
Fire
Lil
Daddy
Poppy.
champion. Also, our former champion, Pac Ortega. He's one of the guys to really look out there. He's
He's
of
a
my favorites.
prospect, if you ask me. He's
a hot
coming up,
prospect.
yeah.
I gave him a belt. I gave him the Fire Daddy belt for a reason, dog, because he's really good.
He's
You know
getting
what I
that
mean?
heat
You
too,
need to,
bro.
yeah, check him out.
He's getting
he
that
did a
heat.
match with Chris Carter at the not this contenders, but the
The
previous
last one, yeah.
Yeah, so you can check that one out on IWTV. So you know they're good matches, guys. So
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on, man. Texas is putting this stuff on the map. Y'all stay tuned with us.
hell yeah, y'all
telling you,
tap in,
tap
dog.
in.
Like for real. Dog, for real, we're doing some cool shit, and not just Loko, New Texas, Row. Who else? There's a lot of
TSAW.
TASW, Fearless, Coliseo Houston every Sundays at the premiere. PWF, Wrestle Rave. I give shout out to Wrestle Rave. All those guys.
OTOB.
Yeah, OTOB, man. All of those. There's a big underground and a lot of young, hungry promoters out there that do really cool stuff. Nicholas Irene, Mikey Sparkles with Fearless, and I think Tyler Crutchfield, they do that stuff. Man, shout out to those guys. The guys who have the passion and keep trying, keep grinding. We're all here for a reason, dog. We're not against each other. We're here for each other, dog. We all share the same the fan base, dog. Nobody's trying to steal fans or anything like that. We're all here. Let's all share our fans because they all will love great wrestling. So
Yep.
tap in, guys. Houston, Texas.
Tap in.
For real.
Tap
I'm talking
in.
about. Right?
Yeah, well, man, Jaime, it's been a pleasure having you come through today, man. Talk
appreciate
about
that.
wrestling as always, you know, just tell us about your journey and,
Hell yeah.
you know what I'm saying, your experience and just to pick your brain a little bit, just see how it works and, you know what I'm saying, see your thought process about how this game goes and, you know, and just to see your passion for wrestling, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, man, is
I appreciate
amazing.
that.
And, man, I thank you for your contribution to the wrestling community in the city, man. Just know, man, a lot of people look up to you. We wish the best for you, man. Just
Appreciate that. Thank you.
you do big things, man, and we just want to see you keep progressing, keep going up, man. Just keep representing that local brand, man. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different, man.
Hell
You
yeah.
got something special on your hands,
Right
dog.
here.
You got
know
something
what I
real
mean?
special.
That right there is just like a lot of passion, a lot of like ideas, and for these to come out alive is like, it's great to see. You know, it's a lot of hard work, man, a lot of stress and a lot of mad wives, and you know what I mean, sleepless nights. But we did it, so you know, and now we letting everybody know if it ain't Loko, it ain't fire, and we're throwing it all in your face, dog. So you know. That's what we do, dog. We shining, dog, and we're gonna keep on shining, dog. So get used to it. And if it ain't Loko, it ain't fire, daddy.
Yeah, man. With that being said, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We thank y'all for joining us on another episode of the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. Once again, it's your boy Zello Smoke, And when you're down with the PWO, you're down for life.
Life.